In this video, I want to talk about Lion Brand Homespun yarn. Now, Homespun is a bulky weight yarn. It's actually a thin and thick type yarn. Looks like this. It's got a few positives. It is one of the few Lion Brand yarns that is made in America. Although it may be made of imported materials, it is made in America. The other thing is that the color themes that they use are all based on the beauty of the American landscape. Now, I can't go by all of their names, I don't think, but this one is called Fiesta. So I don't see a lot of Fiesta to me means more bright yellows and stuff, but this is called Fiesta. This one here is called Corinthian. And then I have under here an Afghan that is all the different leftover colors into one Afghan. A few years ago, I made a bunch of ponchos and had leftovers. Now, you'll see that is how it ages. And this is why I'm making the video. You see how it gets a little stringy and pilly? Both the Afghan and the poncho. This is a poncho. I wear the poncho almost every day, and it's about 8 years old. It could use probably me going through with scissors and clipping some of this off, but the poncho itself is fine. It's just that I haven't done that. But that's how it wears. And the reason it does that is because it's really one thread, and it's a red main thread in this one, with strands of fibers twisted around it. So the reason I'm mentioning that is because you can't really loosen it well because it slides on that main thread. You can knit with it, you can crochet with it. I think in the past I found that crocheting was the easiest out of the two, between knitting and crocheting with it. And I love it for that. Now what I'm doing with it is weaving it. And you can see here, this is the Authentic Knitting Board 28-inch loom with the peg extenders. And this is the Fiesta yarn, and it really weaves very well. Now, it is bulky weight, but it's very light. In other words, it's not a heavy, bulky at all. So I've done several small panels, a couple of big panels. But when you compare it to this is Lion Brand Woolies, the Woolies panel is 2 strands, so obviously it's going to be heavier anyway. But 2 worsted weight strands should be equal to a bulky. And this is much heavier and more solid, really, than the Homespun. I had this up on the window, and you can actually see through it, woven. When you're weaving with it, and this is a potholder type loom, what you have to be careful of is all of these strands can get caught. What's wrapped around that main thread can get caught. So if you're weaving like this, under, over, and then you go to pull the yarn like this, you can get caught in the middle of a strand and it'll cause a problem. So it's a little bit more, I won't say difficult, but you have to kind of pay attention to what you're doing a little bit more than you do with yarns that are spun more tightly. But it is made in America, comes in wonderful colors, all kinds of colors. It's, I think, 6 ounces a skein, and I don't know what the skeins are going for now. I want to say $8 or $9 for 6 ounces, but it is a bulky weight. So that's Lion Brand Homespun yarn, which is made in America, a bulky weight, and weaving.